Hello, everybody. My name is Daryl Martinez. For this assignment, I'll be sharing a little bit about myself. There's not many things that had happened in my life that really shaped who I am today. I'm still young, I'm 33. But I would say one of the major things that did mold me to who I am today is the birth of my first kid. I was 21 when I had my daughter. And I would say that was probably probably the only thing that put me on the right path of maturity, being smart with my decisions, and always being on point. You know, when I was 18, I left home thinking I was going to rule the world, and that wasn't the case at all. I had no idea what the hell I was doing. No clue. But I came back, maintained a couple years on my own, and then I met my now wife at 20. We had our daughter at 21. But since that point, I would say that knowing I had to be responsible, not be immature, not thinking that everything revolved around me, that was it. That was the trajectory. But that goes along with what I've always believed. That goes along with believing that everything happens for a reason. And I've been using that more and more lately as I'm getting older, but it really truly does. Every choice we make, every decision, every left turn, right turn, there is a reaction to everything we do. I believe if I didn't leave home at 18 and feel this, or leaving home at 18 and then failing at doing just that, to come back and then actually start the rest of my life, I mean, those are things that were engraved in the universe before we even knew about it. I'm a big believer in everything happening for a reason. If you sit back and you really think about every decision you've made that has led you to a point in your life, whether it's now or just a little bit before, or wherever you think you're going, it started somewhere. It started somewhere before we even thought about it. And I really hold that pretty close to my chest. I'm a father of 3 now, and I'll be 34 in September. So we're kind of moving along. Some of my hobbies, I'm a screenplay writer. I write scripts. I've inserted a lot of some of my work into competitions and hoping that I could gain that networking. So that's a project that I've picked up for the last 2 years. I believe that, and this may be delusional, but I believe the typical 9 to 5 just isn't going to cut it for me. I feel that art is my future in some way, and I believe it's through writing. And I've never been a writer before. I've never done anything in that sense of the category before. I was actually a very terrible student when it came to English. I took a creative writing class in high school, and I think maybe that's where the seed was planted, because alongside of that, I took an acting class for a credit to graduate high school. So I do wonder if those were little minor seeds that were planted to get me to where I am today. No major works, but I do have full belief in myself that I will eventually write something big enough that everyone will recognize. I do believe that. Values. I did see along the assignment that there was a value, or that we were to talk about values or morals that we hold pretty high in our lives. And one that I would say is just honesty. Honesty is a big one for me. I've been around a lot of different people in different workspaces that I've been in. Being a supervisor, managing groups of 10 to 12 people for certain shifts. You know, I've been doing that for 8 years now. That really shows you certain characteristics of people that you tend to, that you actually go out and experience for yourself. And one of the things that people cannot help themselves from doing is just lying. Straight up being dishonest about anything and everything. Everyone is so scared of getting in trouble about this or I'm ranting, but what I'm saying is honesty is a key value with me, and that's something I'm teaching my kids, because I used to be a little liar too. Every kid is, every teenager is. I think we all do a little bit of lying in our lives, and I will say that it's just not healthy. It's not the best thing. It's just not the best thing. So I would say that as long as you're honest with each other, with yourself, that's half the battle in any given scenario or situation in your life. So, like I said, there's not many things in my life that what I can accredit to who I am today outside of just having my kids. I realized I had to be more mature and I had to take up responsibility for who I am and who I want to be and who I want my kids to be. And I think that would probably be just one of my main things. And in that, I've learned a lot up to this point. You know, my kids are going to be teenagers now, most of them anyway. So, you know, you really learn how much a child intakes, especially from us as parents. And I think I just want to be better again tomorrow. Be even better after that. Be better after that. Be better after that. Continue to install principles and stronger values than I have into them. So I appreciate your time. I actually enjoy recording these kinds of videos. It's not often I'm actually open with a lot of people, but the digital footprint is what the professor had stated early on in the semester so far, and that's pretty key. It's pretty key, especially for the things that I want to do. So I appreciate your time. Hope you guys are having a good day. Let's kick some ass.